Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Final Siren podcast. Today we've got something different. We're doing a game preview for the Eels vs Storm game that's actually happening in about an hour's time. So sit back and enjoy this one. We've got some news pre-game I think this was only announced a couple hours ago, that Jerome Hughes has been ruled out for the Storm. How big of an effect will this have on the game, in your opinion, boys?
This will have a huge effect. If Hughes was playing, I'd go Storm. But now he's out. You got to back Eels, especially in Sydney as well. You can't go past the Eels in this one for me at the moment. But Cameron Munster is capable of many things to step up. The Storm are also known for next man up. We'll see how it impacts, but it's a huge loss for the Storm, and depending how long he's out for as well.
Yeah. And you for us?
I mean, look, this game was anyways Tara's game of the round for me, even with Hughes there. So him being out is a massive loss for the Storm. We've seen how they struggle with that Pappy Hazard. So missing their halfback here, I think it will take a big toll, especially against sided Parramatta fighting for a top four spot. They'll be up for this. So Hughes is a massive loss. I think it would dampen their attack a fair bit. A lot of pressure on Munster to step up, which he can.
I definitely agree. Yeah, I think with Hughes in the game, you could say Storm are in this up to their eyeballs. But I think Storm have shown throughout the year that when they have a big name player missing, they haven't been as good as over the previous years. But Hughes is a big loss. I mean, their halfback probably. I wouldn't say their lead playmaker. I'd say Munster does a bit more in that department, but I think he's their main kicker. So yeah, it's going to put a lot of pressure on Cooper
What
Johns.
he does is like other halfbacks, he controls the stability. He puts the pressure on the other sides. His kicking game is momental.
Yeah, and his running game as well. You could even argue is even better.
Those last play tackle options, fantastic from him.
Yeah,
is Cooper Johns replacing?
Yeah,
I think so. I haven't seen any. Storm haven't posted any late team lists.
Oh yeah, he's in. If you got an NRL app, yeah, he's on the team list.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, Cooper Johns, I think he was the only likely replacement, unless they wanted to try Tyron Wishart again in the halves, but I don't think so. But yeah, Cooper Johns, he's done the job the past few weeks where Hughes has been out, so yeah, but I still see Parramatta. That's a big win for Parramatta right there. Another thing, a win tonight would solidify either team into fourth position, which would mean the top four would be Penrith, Sharks, Cowboys, and either Storm or Eels, depending on who wins tonight. And that's if Sharks win their game against Knights, which they should do. But yeah, it's a big game, and top four spot, it's up for grabs. It's just whoever wants it more. And I could definitely see, even though Hughes is out, I could see Storm showing up for this game. What about you, boys?
Can I just touch on one thing quickly as well? I'm pretty sure if Parramatta win this clash, I think regardless what happens tomorrow for Roosters Rabbitohs, they'll play again in the finals next week. I think that's the case.
Yeah. If Eels win this, if Eels win this, they go to fourth position. Storm's for and against is way too good, unless the Roosters beat Rabbitohs by 60 odd. So yeah, if Eels win this is why I'd love Eels to win this one, because then we get to see Rabbitohs versus Roosters week 1 of finals, which would just be absolutely awesome to see.
So would that also mean whoever wins this game will verse Penrith in Penrith?
Yeah, week 1 on Friday night.
Penrith.
Yeah.
Which is,
I think in that game you would probably prefer to watch Storm Panthers versus each other, but
even Parramatta.
I don't know. Parramatta have beat Penrith the last few times. They've got the water over them. I mean, it all depends on if Parramatta show up during finals. I mean, they sort of did last year against Penrith in that prelim, but I mean, time will tell.
In my personal opinion, I think for me, if Parramatta make the top four, we know they can definitely beat Penrith in Penrith. So that would set up a home prelim. So I think if they make the top four, I'll take them serious as a premiership contender. But if they don't, I think it'll be too tough for them. They're not consistent enough.
Yeah, they're not consistent enough to win 4 in a row, I don't think. But, I mean, if beating Penrith in Penrith, they've done it before. They've done it just this year. So, yeah. Anyone else want to touch up on any more about this?
No.
Before we move on?
No, I don't think so.
We quickly go to a key matchup. Dylan Brown versus Cameron Munster. This is if Cameron Munster doesn't switch to fullback, which he's been doing the last few weeks. if he does switch to fullback, it's still Cameron Munster versus Clint Gutherson, which is both a mouth-watering matchups, boys. Who do you have winning this matchup?
Probably Munster probably wins the matchup, but and again, it can go either way. Like Brown's footwork in the last couple of weeks, his tackle breaks, his just organisation skills has gone up another level this year compared to other years. It's always been Mitch Moses, but now Brown's stepping up. But you also, like Munster this year, he's gone to another level again. You can't really say that Munster's going to lose this battle, but it just depends. See who's the winner at the end of the night.
Yeah, definitely. You, Faraz?
Look, funny enough, I've got Munster winning the battle, but I think it will come down to that 7 battle, and I think Cooper Johns will struggle under pressure. I think Moses, he's been maturing this season. He's finding his best week by week. So if he's going to be taken seriously, this is a matchup he has to win. Simple as that.
So yeah, both the boys agree. I agree with both with what both of you have said. I've got Munster winning the battle, but I think Dylan Brown will win the war with Parramatta. I think they'll be it'll be a good matchup though. Dylan Brown, he's been good the last couple of weeks. Cameron Munster's been arguably career best form. I mean, he's done this for many years though as well. So it'll be a mouth-watering matchup. Doesn't matter if it's Clint Gutherson versus Cameron Munster or Cameron Munster versus Dylan Brown. Either way. But yeah, I think should be a good game and should be a good matchup there. Speaking of the game, boys, who wins your margin and your anytime try scorer? And either of you can start first.
Faraz, you can go.
All right, thanks, mate. I think Parramatta will win this. Look, I don't want to rule out Melbourne just yet because they've got no Hughes, but I think at home, this is a key loss. I think Parramatta have to win to be taken seriously, and it's going to take a big boost for the premiership credentials. So I think Parramatta at home. I think Parramatta will still win 1-12, not 13 plus. I don't think I can trust them enough to blow Melbourne off the park. But I'm going to go Parramatta at home. I'm going to go Parramatta by 10. I'm going to go scoreline of 28-18. I'm going to go anytime try scorer. I'm going to go with an unusual pick. I'm going to go Junior Paulo for a try anytime. And for Melbourne, I've got Harry Grant crossing over.
Well, I'm going to go Eels 1-12. I'm going to go 24-16. And I'll go Isaiah Papali'i for the Eels. And we'll go Munster will score for the Storm.
Yeah, that's some brilliant picks, boys. I've personally got Parramatta. I've gone 1-12 as well. I think I've got Sean Lane to score first, which is, I mean, first try scorer is not up there, sorry, but yeah, Sean Lane. I think he's been in good form. I mean, tackle breaking and just getting his offloads away to Clint Gutherson, who's also a great pick for anytime try scorer. But yeah, I think anytime try scorer, I'm going to go Sean Lane. It's a bit of a weird one, but yeah, he's definitely been up there with one of the best second rowers in the comp. The past few weeks, his form has just been amazing in my opinion, and I'm keen to see what he does tonight. I mean, Melbourne, they have a pretty good defensive line, but you never know. You can't go past a big boy getting it through the line, getting an offload to a fast fullback. But yeah, speaking of which, Clint Gutherson, he's also hit some pretty fine form, boys. Would either of you like to touch up on that heading into finals?
Yeah, look, we all know what Clint Gutherson can do, but pretty much the same story with Parramatta. He's inconsistent for a guy that has so much potential. On his day, he can be one of the most electric players in the comp. We've seen that before. Like when he came through in 2017, 18, 19, those years he was killing it. So you think like a player like him would step up in big moments. But as we've seen, he's gone from like being arguably a top 5 fullback in the regular season to finals being made look like a queen. So look, this is a huge game for Gutherson himself. You know, he's found some confidence last week. He was electric versus Brisbane, but I want to see what he does versus a better side in Melbourne. So, look, there's no doubt there'll be pressure on him to perform. But if he does perform, I think Parramatta will win this.
That's fair. Yeah, smart to say. Lachlan, do you have anything to say about Clint Gutherson?
Gutho's definitely one of the more... It's hard. He's underrated, but he's overrated. He's underrated because people don't appreciate the small efforts he goes to. Like, whenever there's a break in the line, whenever something happens, Gutho's there. You can always rely on Gutho to show up in the hard stages, take a hard carry, make the hard
Which is
tackle.
defense. Yep.
He doesn't give up till the final siren. Wasn't that a good deal?
That was well put. That was really well put. There's just a dad joke from Lockie there, getting ready for Father's Day, which is this weekend. But yeah, he's definitely. I reckon he's on his day. He's a top 5 fullback in the game.
100%.
Oh, but any other time, I don't think he's even top 8. If he fixes up his inconsistencies, he could easily be a top 5 fullback. I reckon he's a great support player. He's got a good boot on him. He can kick, which is great. That means he's another kicking option if Moses and Brown are taken down to tackle somewhere. But yeah, he's up there with the likes of. I reckon he's up there with the likes of Pappenhausen and Ponga. That like Ponga.
Oh, that way,
been there that season. But yeah, he's a great support player. That's what I really love about him. Anytime if you see someone make a break in the line, especially the forwards, he's always backing up, and that's how he scores most of his tries. He's pretty good in the air. Pretty safe hands. Don't see him drop too many. But yeah,
I think it's what he's getting. If the Eels can win a premiership, I think they'll just boost his name so much about his career legacy.
Well, I reckon if I'm going to make this, it's not really a bet, but this is a bold prediction now. I reckon if Eels go on to make the grand final and win, I'm backing in Clint Gutherson to get the Churchill.
Oh.
Yeah,
good call.
I can
Joey John said today that.
Yep.
If Eels win tonight, they'll make the granny.
Well,
I'm not too sure about that.
Well, it's definitely not out of look. I think it's a bit when you listen to it, people are just going to laugh and shrug it off. But if you look at it this way, they're more than capable of beating Penrith, and if they do beat Penrith, they'll get a home prelim. So they're basically in that sense sort of one game away. So look, as regardless of how much you hate Parramatta or whatnot, like it's a real possibility. It honestly is. That's why I said if you make the top 4, it's so crucial. So I think if they do make top 4, that you got to take them seriously.
Definitely.
I think they'll win, but still, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a mate who's a Para fan. Shout out to the Short Ball podcast. He's great. He's even put in a bold prediction. He said if Parramatta make the top 4, they will go on to make the grand final. It was either make the grand final or win the grand final. But I do believe
I don't see anyone beating Penrith this year again, to be honest.
Yeah. I think I did ladder predict it earlier. I think I had the grand final either being Cowboys versus Penrith, or I think it might have been. I forgot who the other one I did. I think it was Roosters or something. But yeah, Penrith. I reckon Penrith were a lock for the grand final. I've
got a question for you boys. Like, who do you think is more likely to beat the Panthers next week? Would it be the Storm or the Eels?
Eels. I'm going to go Eels on base.
Personally, probably the Eels because it's more of a rivalry, so they'll get more fired up.
Yeah. I think, it's.
But you also like if they do verse if Storm do verse Penrith, then you can't rule Storm out either because they're just the Melbourne Storm. They always show up.
Yeah, definitely, and I think either way, I think we can all agree that if Storm finish 4th or Para finish 4th, it's going to be a great game to watch. Penrith
100%.
versus either Storm, who beat them in the 2020 grand final, or versus Para, who've had the wood on them the past few years. Either way, it's going to be a great contest, and I just can't wait for finals. I mean, I wish my team would have made it, but I mean, there's still a chance. Hey, come on, Tigers.
Adam Dewey has said that he will try get Tigers the win. He's thinking of the Bronx. I'm telling you. Don't rule us out yet.
Mate Reynolds. He's thinking for his former teammate Reynolds. He's thinking for Reynolds.
Don't rule us out yet, mate.
Don't rule us out. Oh, I'm going to be so nervous Saturday, especially if we get the win. Then we just have to wait.
But this is a Para and Storm preview, so we won't get into that.
We won't get into the Broncos stuff. I did do a bit earlier. I made up a same game multi just to check the prices of it. Here is the same game multi. Parramatta Eels head to head. David Nofaluma anytime try scorer. Sean Lane first try scorer, which is that's a big bet, but I'm willing to put I probably should have switched David Noffaluma and Sean Lane around, but I have a feeling Sean Lane gets over tonight, and hopefully it's first. Parramatta 1-12, under 42.5 total match points. That's meant to be points, not point. Do any of you boys want to take a guess at how much this is worth?
Probably Sean Lane first try score will get it up there. Parramatta are paying like $1.60. Probably like 101.
That was close to mine as well, but yeah.
So,
this also shows the thing for me. I've also seeing David Loughlin. How good has he been for the Storm? And personally, do you think he stays at the Storm next year?
We'll get to that question really quickly soon for us. Would you like to take a guess at the price of this?
He had the same as me, mate. He had the same as me.
101.
Well, I swear. He had the same as me.
That's 181 returns for that. You put $20 on that, you're getting back $3,620. I can't legally tell you to do that. But if you are gambling, gamble responsibly. Probably don't put any money on this because Sean Lane first try scorer is a very risky pick. But that's personally what I would be doing. Can't wait for this game tonight and can't wait to see Sean Lane crash over first. But yeah, we'll go off on a bit of a ramble for a bit longer about just about the game tonight. I'm really looking forward to seeing. I think the Storm have been really under strength recently. Well, they're finding their form back, but they don't have all the troops they would like to have. Obviously, a lot of injuries in their squad, and it was that way earlier for Parramatta this year. And now they're just getting back all their players towards the end of the season, which I reckon is great to see. I love seeing the fact that the Storm are competing still with the amount of injuries they have. I think that just shows the type of team they are, and they have been for so many years. What do you boys think?
Yeah, look, mate. Look, for the last 3-4 years, I've been hearing these articles about Melbourne. They could possibly downfall from here. They could miss the top 4 and all that. And up until now, I've never ruled out the Storm. But when Pappy left off the field, off that Raiders game, I'm like, I think Melbourne are done here, honestly. I don't see them going forward with no Pappy. With the injuries they've already had and the season they're kind of having, a few losses on the trot. So, yeah, losing Pappy is not easy, especially with all the injuries they have had this year. But that shows what kind of a club they are. They're like the Panthers, basically. It's the next man up. Regardless, they're still going to go hard. And they're going to come. If you think they're not competing for this title, you're out of your mind. You can't rule out the Storm. I wouldn't want to play them. Yep. People talk about, I don't want to play the Roosters. I don't want to play the Rabbitohs in finals. This is a team I definitely don't want to play. They've got all the experience in the class there.
Definitely. The Storm,
I'm going to be blunt and honest. But Justin Olam needs to pull his finger out. I'm just being honest. This year, Olam has not fired as close as to what he usually is. That man is laying people out, barging over people to get to the try line. This year, you could say Herbie Farnworth, who has played multiple less games than him, probably is beating him to center of the year at the moment in the leaderboard. Justin Olam, he's been good. Yeah, he's done his job each week. He's still keeping his spot. But if he wants the Storm to fire, he's got to lead from the front with his defense, which when he's breaking people's ribs, the Storm are racing off that defensive line.
Do you think he needs more ball? What do you think the problem is with Olam? Why do you think he's not firing?
He's a bit like Stags. He doesn't go looking for the ball. He doesn't take the hard carries. You always see Norfoloma, Xavier Coates. They're always in on second. Off a kick return. They're always in on second to take that carry. Olam just sits out on the edge and waits for the ball to come to him, and then he tries to put the show on.
And we know what Olam can do with the ball. That's why we talk about these players not having enough carries. Even those extra 2 to 3 carries, they can make such a difference in the game. Yeah.
And we know the forward battle is going to be physical now.
100%.
Finals, the physicality goes up to another level. Forwards are going to get more tired. This is when the backs need to step up and take responsibility.
Definitely. I think you can make an argument. I'm just saying if Storm are any chance to win tonight, chance at all, they need definitely Justin Olam to be firing at his best. They need Munster to be at his best. And they need that because their forward pack, being completely honest, their forward pack isn't that of the Eels. The Eels have one of the best forward packs in the competition. But even then, the Eels' forward pack is currently a bit under strength. Their bench definitely has Makahesi Makatoa, which I think I don't even know what position he plays. I think he might be a backup hooker or a backup lock or second row. Jake Arthur, which I think that's really questionable to have him there. I'm not sure what you need a backup half for.
I'm a bit confused as well. Wait, so they've not named Ryan Madison at 14. So is he coming off as a utility? So what's that?
No, I think it's just because whatever jersey number it is, the higher the jersey number, the higher to the top of the interchange they go. But it is a bit weird that they've put him.
I'll say this though, the benches are kindly even for me, but I think what wins it for me is that Brandon Smith's there for the Storm.
Yeah, I mean, I think you look at the bench, Josh King first. Well, I'll go through the Parramatta bench: Ryan Madison, Makahesi Makatoa, Jake Arthur, and Oregon Kafusi, which is it's a pretty decent bench. But then Storm bench, Josh King, which he's been decent this year, but he's not like a standout forward. Brandon Smith, he's been good. Trent Loiero, he hasn't played many games at all, and Chris Lewis, who's actually a half and just comes on and plays in the second row, I think. So they're very understrength benches for two teams heading into the finals and looking to look up fourth spot. But I mean, either way, like you look at the on-field forwards, you like even the front row. Eels front row, Regan Campbell-Gillard and Junior Paulo versus Jesse Bromwich and Nelson Asafa-Solomona. That's a mouth-watering battle. Those front rowers, I mean, you could argue the worst front row out of them is Jesse.
Nelson and Campbell-Gillard could get fiery.
Oh, you could see a punch-up. I could see a punch-up happening between those two.
Lachlan, you're talking about Justin Adam, right? I think as well, like, if you look at who he's up against, he's got Tom Opacek and Will Tennessee. And in all due respect, those two aren't really that firing attack. I think the problem is as well, like, if Odin doesn't fire, how are they going to get their points? Because I definitely think there's a lot of points there in the edge. I think Tennessee and Opacek in defense are poor. And I think I just don't know with Opacek. I just feel like he doesn't do anything when he's got the ball. His defense is rubbish. Same with Tennessee. Like, Tennessee for me is more of that attacking type of player. He's like Seve, who's fast and all that, but they've got no defense. They've got no passing game, etc. Their defense is trash. So this is a perfect chance for Odom to stamp his authority and sort of get back into form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll start bringing this into a bit of a close because we want to be gone off the podcast by 7:15 to get ready to watch this game. I just want to quickly ask, boys, if either team is to win, we've already touched on this a little bit, but if either team is to win, who do you reckon their key man is? We did a key matchup. That's just like each team's key man. If you had to name one, who would you pick? Either of you can start.
For me, it's for the Eels, the key man will be Gutho.
Yeah.
For the Storm, it'll be Harry Green.
What about you, Faraz?
For Parramatta, I've actually got Reid Money there. I think Reid Money is going to be key if they're going to have any chance of, like, I think as well, I don't know how Moses will turn up because, he's a bit inconsistent. So I think if Money's firing, they can find some points. And I think for Melbourne, I think Nelson or Solomona. I think Kafushi could have a good solid impact, but I think Nelson, he's going to be fired up from last week as well. He's going to bring that attitude into final. So don't be surprised if there's a punch on tonight.
Yep, I agree.
Well,
so
they wouldn't want to because they'll miss finals.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's true as well. So Lachlan said Gutherson and Grant. Faraz, I believe you said Marnie and Nelson Asafa-Solomona. For me, I think for Eels, you could argue Gutherson. I do want to say Gutherson, but just to be different, I'm actually going to say Mitchell Moses. I reckon he needs to be at his best to put away the Storm. He needs to be best on kicks, especially considering the opposition. They don't have a real kicker. Munster's a good fiver. He mainly runs though. I don't see him kick very often in games compared to Hughes. The Eels need to take advantage of that, I reckon.
Can I just ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Okay. So since I'm not going to make this about the Broncos, but since Reynolds is probably not going to play finals, do you think Moses is better than Reynolds right now currently?
This season on form, yes. but that's only because I feel like, you could argue either way. If Reynolds played more games, I mean, if any halfback, like if Hughes played more games, I reckon he would be better than Moses this season. But currently, I have Moses ahead of him just on this season alone.
To be honest, you could probably even say Moses has been more consistent than Reynolds.
Yeah, I reckon Moses has probably been a top. I reckon he could be up there with the most consistent halfback this season.
Since about round 12, Reynolds has been so hot and cold. But Moses, like, when he has a good game, he's really good. But even when he has a bad game, he's still, like, average. Like, he's still, like, does his job, like, still organizes everything. When Reynolds has a bad game, it's like he misses the in goal with Grubbers by, like, 10 meters and he's off. Like,
and I think we saw that matchup last week, and Moses was all over the top in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We'll quickly go to a question segment. I think we've still got some viewers in the chat. Not many people have asked questions. There's some people. Terry Lamb says, looking decent. Thank you, Terry. Final Siren podcast, let's go, says Kieran Murphy. Thank you, Kieran. CJ Moxley with the eyes. If anyone doesn't know, there will be an announcement about a possible guest coming in the next episode, the Round 25 review. So follow us on our Instagram page at the Final Siren podcast if you want to get all updates on when we're going to be streaming and stuff.
We are also 13 away from 100 subscribers.
Exactly. Brilliant.
It would mean a lot if you guys could get us to 100, but also, we're just doing this because we love footy and we just hope you guys like us talking about footy as well.
All right, Terry Lamb. Thanks for sticking around, Terry. Tips tomorrow. Oh, I'll have to quickly pull up the games for tomorrow. I've sort of forgot what's happening. I think, I know. Bulldogs versus Manly. Bulldogs, I think they're in the better form at the moment. Manly just seem lost and seem like they've given up this season. What about you?
I have gone Bulldogs and Roosters.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to say second game. Yeah, I've gone Roosters as well. And you for us?
Bulldogs to win well at home. Just can't tip Manly right now.
Actually, wait. Live as we speak, I am changing to the Rabbitohs.
Oh, he's changing. Wait, I'm a bit confused.
I just looked at the team. Yeah, I just looked at the team list.
Suwali's out.
The Roosters have got Tupou, Collins, Radley, Suwali out.
Oh, holy cow! No, I'm gonna stick with the Roosters. I think because Cook's still gone for Bunnies.
Really did a good job last week, though. You don't back him?
Yeah, actually, it all comes down to who you want to see win. In my opinion, I think I want to see Rabbitohs win this game.
Do you think Roosters are due a loss? Maybe this could be that wake-up call game, basically, and it will get them going for the finals. I've got Souths by 8, but I'm not confident it could go either way.
Yeah, I think. Well, I'm not sure. I reckon because this game is different to finals. This will be the game first week of finals, but it could be a different home ground depending if Souths win. Yeah. And finals is a whole different feel. So yeah.
Do you guys reckon that Alex Johnston can beat the all-time try scoring record?
Yeah.
How old is he?
Yeah. 27.
Yeah.
I've looked it up multiple times this year. Same age as Corey Oates.
Should be easy for him, honestly. He should get there.
I reckon he beats it, and I reckon he beats it well, I reckon.
Well, isn't this his third straight year for leading the try scorer?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 2020, 2021, and 2022, yeah. He's on track to get 30. Yeah, he got 30 last year. He's on track of getting 30 again. So that's awesome. Congrats to Alex Johnston. I reckon he'll definitely get one of the Winger of the Year awards, Dalian Winger of the Year. If he does, we're right. But we'll quickly bring this in for a bit of a landing. 7:15. We don't want to waste too much time before kickoff. There's
Lions,
a few more
Richmond,
questions.
They're doing the anthem, so.
Best 5'8". We'll quickly answer this just to say the name and then we'll move on. I think Cameron Munster's best 5'8" at the moment.
Cameron Munster.
Amone.
Okay. And Terry Lamb finishes off with better episode from yesterday. Thank you. We appreciate the feedback. We'll definitely be trying to sort out a bit more stuff in the future.
Also, we are here. We aren't like other YouTube channels. Plus, we do take on board positive and negative feedback. We don't just read all the positive stuff to blow wind up our ass. We actually do read feedback to help ourselves get better. As we have responded to your comment, we are sorry for yesterday's episode. There was a lack of energy from multiple people, including myself. But we move forward. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode more, and we'll just keep getting better from here, as we're only still learning the waves of the YouTube world.
Don't forget, we've taken 3 months off from this, so it's not easy coming back like that all of a sudden.
Rusty.
So, yeah.
In fact, this is our. I want to quickly before we end off. Yes, yesterday's episode, I think, or it might have been the episode before, was our 10th episode. So we're only really still new to this. This is episode 11 or 12, I believe. So
if you ask me, 87 subs in for 11 episodes. Not going to complain about that.
This is 12. My mistake. But yeah, we're only just starting out. We're still quite new to this. 13 subs off 100. Once we get to 100, we can actually customize our YouTube URL to make it easier for people to find us. I don't know if you boys knew that. So that's a big plus. So if you boys can help us, ladies and gentlemen, help us get to that amazing milestone, that would be deeply appreciated. But I think we might just end it off there, boys, unless you have anything else to add.
Oh, no, that's it. Hopefully I'll crack a game tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get Kane.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for joining this live stream. It's been fun. I've had a lot of fun on this, and I hope you have enjoyed watching it. We'll end it off here. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next one.